I'm back, everyone, and today we review two kaiju movies. Yeah, we're gonna continue reviewing two more Godzilla movies. Yeah, so let's review both of them in the one video. So let's start off with Mothra vs. Godzilla. Mothra vs. Godzilla is probably one of the most interesting monster movies ever made because it has they just brought in a monster that's actually they brought another kaiju that's actually way popular and just basically just thrown with another popular kaiju. Well, yeah, because they both combine them both and just making some kind of kaiju battle between Mothra and Godzilla. So let's start about the plot. The plot's about an egg as it wanders ashore from a hurricane, and an asshole and kind of looks like Hitler, kind of looks like Japanese Hitler, who wants to he wants to buy the egg and just store it on the amusement park. But the fairies warn them do not capture the egg because that will make Mothra furious and will just kill everybody in half. And the assholes didn't listen, just capture them, but they didn't capture them, just meant to escape. And at the same time, Godzilla begins rise from the ground and start kicking more, starts kicking more, and just wrecking shit up and just killing a bunch of people. That's what you expect from the King of the Monsters. As well, the main protagonist is trying to figure out to stop the King of the Monsters from wrecking Tokyo. So they use the fairies' help to send the monster Mothra to defeat Godzilla. Well, that turned out to be a complete failure because Mothra just got killed by Godzilla's atomic breath. And Mothra goes downhill and just dies. Yup. And Godzilla being victorious. And obviously is definitely the saddest moment for a famous kaiju movie. Mothra, I'm talking about Mothra. So what should I say about this movie? This movie is great. This movie is a great monster movie, has great cast of characters, great action, great special effects, and etc. There's both versions of the movie that came out the same year. Yeah, the Japanese version and the American version. I think I'm like I'm I don't know which version I should pick because both of them are the same because except for the newspaper scenes or signs that just been cut out in the American version. And the only thing the only new scene they use in the American version is the mid-frontier missile attack scene. And that scene is actually one of my favorite moments of of the American version of Mothra vs. Godzilla, also known as Godzilla versus the Thing. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Just calling Godzilla versus the Thing? Damn, Mothra will be offended. Yeah, Mothra's called the Thing in the American version. Damn, that's so offensive. Well, yeah, all joking aside, I definitely don't like the title of the American version. It's really silly and just ridiculous. And it's kind of ridiculous because I mean, really calling them a giant bug a thing, that's kind of offensive. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna give this movie 9 out of 10 because it's still a great, decent monster movie and etc. So let's continue on with the next movie that came out the same year as this movie called ghidorah, the three-headed monster, also known as Three Giant Monsters, the greatest battle on Earth, released the same year as Mothra vs. Godzilla. So I think I'm reviewing both of them because they came out the same year. And it mentions that Mothra just mentioned that there's some kind of direct sequel to the last film because the fairies mentioned that Mothra's twin just died. And then the last one, we're just to warn Godzilla and Rodan that the Ghidorah is about to destroy Tokyo and have to team up to defeat it. But Godzilla and Rodan are like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill some people and just beat the shit out of each other. And then, until realize that King Ghidorah is wrecking their asses. Now Godzilla and Rodan are like, yeah, let's go beat this dragon shit up, just killing his ass and just kick his ass. And that's all for this. That's all for the movie because yeah, that's the whole movie and it's still great, just like Mothra vs. Godzilla. Well, there's both versions that I definitely, yeah, the Japanese version, the American one. Also, I definitely do not like the American version because they use so many stock music. They like just cut the scenes like they cut some scenes from the Japanese version and they just like use stock music from replace they just replace the main themes from the monsters like Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, or anything like that, and just use so many stock music that has nothing to do with the monsters or something. And yeah, I don't like the American version of Ghidorah versus Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. I just prefer the Japanese version. It's really more superior than the American version. Also, I forgot to mention if you've seen both versions, what do you prefer, the American version or the Japanese version for both movies? Yeah, Mothra vs. Godzilla or Ghidorah three-headed monster. So it's your choice. What versions you prefer? I literally prefer Mothra vs. Godzilla, the American version, but I do hate the title of the movie, Godzilla vs. the Thing. But still, the American version is actually really solid because yeah, the only I like about the American version of Mothra vs. Godzilla is actually yeah the frontier missile attack scene. It's probably one of the most badass sequences of the entire film. Anyway, let's check out the Ghidorah vs. Monster. I actually prefer the Japanese version because there's not a lot of convoluted moments like saying like the princess saying that the event is gonna happen in the Wataji Mountains, and then they saying like and it's in a different mountain that has nothing to do with Wataji Mountains. And yeah, I gotta say this. I think the Japanese version of Ghidorah Three-Headed Monster is definitely superior. And yeah. And that's all for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and have a good day.